for the show, and this is Roddy Radio, and we are here with a very special guest today. She is from the GKB crew, the Gritty Knows Best crew. She is the queen of the filthiness, I believe is what she calls herself. She's a therapist, and her name is Toni, and we're going to talk about a bunch of dirty stuff. So, Toni, hello.
How y'all doing? What's poppin'?
Thank you for coming on. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you for having me.
It'll be fun. Now, Toni, you are also from New York then, right?
Yes, I am.
You're from the Bronx also?
Oh, no. I'm from Westchester.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yonkers.
Shout out to New York, to Yonkers.
Shout out to YO.
Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. So we're here. Now, Toni, I've only talked to you one other time, but I've seen you on a couple of videos that you've done with Gritty. You did the one with the frequently asked sex questions, mostly for frequently asked questions on Google or some shit like that, which was very interesting. So we'll get into some of that stuff. Now, you are a therapist. You were telling me you do work with relationships and sex and that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. So
yes, I do.
Is pretty much everybody that gets into that line of work, they all have to be kind of freaky beforehand, do you think?
No, not necessarily. I would say you have to be very open-minded. You have no choice but to be open-minded.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you kind of need to be somewhat of a freak. But even if you don't do it personally, in order to guide your clientele, you have to have that open mindset to be able to be like, oh yeah, you got to try this, this, and this.
Okay.
So it kind of goes hand in hand. But for me, it's definitely a both.
So you're always kind of a freaky deaky person growing up and stuff?
Yes, I have. It's funny because personally, I haven't done half of the things that I tell my clientele to do, which is so weird. But my mindset is just so broad. I'm so down to do all these different things. I just haven't found my right partner to do all these things with.
Yeah.
But in due time, I will find my person.
But if and when, you're not going to be against it, and you're down.
I'm down. I'm down for it all. At least I'm down to try it once, and that's what I tell everyone. At least do it once, before you say, nah, I'm not with it.
Yeah.
You just never know. You might like it.
That's what I always say, yeah. Because there's this popular question. Do you remember a time when, I don't know if you're really on social media like that, but everybody was doing the anonymous questions on their Instagrams and shit?
Yeah.
And so every time someone did that, I would always ask the same question to anybody. And it was always like, if you could suck your own dick, would you spit or would you swallow?
And I would say, hell yeah. Shit, if I could eat my own pussy, I surely would do it. I sure would do it.
And so finally,
I really wish I was that flexible. I'm like, yo, let's go to town.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. And someone finally figured out that it was me asking this question. So then they asked me that. And I said, well, I can't say for sure if I would always swallow, but I would have to swallow at least once. And then
you should always taste
it's like if
yourself.
if I didn't like it, then I can stop.
But tasting themselves.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I would be blowing myself all the time if I could.
Yes. Why not?
Yeah.
Test out your skills.
Yeah. And that's what I read somewhere that self-sucking like that is actually, it feels more like sucking dick than getting your dick sucked, but either way.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very fascinating.
Yeah.
I never thought about it like that, but it's fascinating.
Now, where you haven't maybe done all the stuff that you recommend people to do, but how about pornography? Have you ever been big on porn?
I've watched porn. I want to direct porn. Yeah. I literally see myself directing porn. Somewhere in this lifetime, I want to direct porn so badly. And I want someone to give me that chance. Anyone wants me to direct their OnlyFans, listen, come holla at me because I'm down for the shits.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, porn is great. I don't really try and tell people to get everything from porn, but we do, but don't think porn is real because it's not.
Yeah.
Porn
it's definitely just fun, just entertainment, It
is. It's literally entertainment.
Yeah.
It's, you see different things, you want to try different things, but it's not real. So Yeah. They do a lot of editing in porn.
Yeah,
Trust
for
and
sure.
believe. I've met a couple porn stars in my time, and yeah, they told me the tips and tricks.
Yeah.
It's not real.
Yeah, see, and I've seen a lot of like docs and stuff like that where it's like they're doing, 8, 10, 12 hour days for, maybe for
For
like a
one little thing.
half
And it's
hour
just
scene
like
maybe, yeah.
it's a lot.
Yeah. And
I
then
could never be a porn star.
and
I could
yet
never.
and the scene might be half hour and we're still all just going to skip to what we want to see, whether that's the blowjob or the penetration or the cum shot, so.
And see, I don't like those episodes where like they have like the scene like, oh, you ordered a pizza and like you waiting for the pizza to come, and it's just like, oh yeah, I come and set it on my kitchen counter and da 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 da. I'm like, I don't got time for that. Let's get to the fuck it. Let's go.
Really?
I don't have time for
Real
this.
gonzo like
Like,
that. You just want to get straight to the fucking
I
and
want to get
fucking.
straight to it. I don't got no time to dilly dally. I don't care about the storyline. Get to what I want to see. Okay.
See, I like a little bit of goofy storyline, like if it's silly like that. Like the big sausage
Mhm.
pizza stuff where they cut the hole in the pizza and he's like, you order extra sausage and his dick sticking through the pizza.
No, it's so dragged out, and I don't like it's like it has to be like a little snippet,
Yeah.
like just a little bit, not like a whole 5 minutes of we're talking about this pizza and getting paid for this pizza.
Yeah.
If you don't hurry up and suck this man's dick, and I don't even like watching porns where like they're giving head, like I don't like
You don't
it.
like that? Maybe it's probably
No,
because you don't have a dick, because I like watching it.
it's because it's so. As a person that's very keen on give it head. Like I know the
Oh,
science
okay.
and how to suck dick.
You get a little too
And
critical.
some of these women are just not doing it correctly, and it looks like they're struggling.
Yeah.
So I'm like, no, like just please get to the point.
Do you think a part of that might be because the practice is going to be different than the performance of it? Like it might, like the proper way to do it might not look as good on camera.
No, because it's like you, if people don't know, you can't tell if they're doing it correctly. People just think like you're just sucking dick. A dick is in your mouth. So you think they're doing it right. And the guy is moaning or enjoying himself, even though like he could literally be faking it. So like you don't know. But a lot
Yeah.
of women is like literally don't know how to suck dick to save their lives. And that's why they come to people like me to give them, the point A to point B to how to do what they need to do.
Yeah. Give those tips and tricks.
Yes.
Oh,
Got to
yeah.
get that oral sex workshop, which will be coming soon.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah?
Yes.
Where are you going to put
Coming.
that? Where are you going to do that?
I'm going to post it on YouTube, hopefully. And I really want to actually do an in-person workshop. So I'm trying to mentally figure out how I can get that done.
Okay.
It's
Well,
in the works. A
if
lot
you
of
need,
things in the works right
see
now.
if you need any models for that, I'm down to go to New York. Fuck it.
Ah, I will definitely let you know. I will keep you
That's funny.
posted.
Now, as far as porn goes, do you believe in like porn addiction?
I do. Porn addiction is definitely real. It's more of like people need to get off consistently. And it goes into kind of like a sex addiction at the same time. Sometimes not even about the penetration, it's really just like releasing. But at the same time, it relieves stress, but it's just how much times you're choosing to like masturbate.
Yeah.
Some people really do it like 6 to 10 times a day. That's a little excessive. Like,
That's crazy.
why are we jerking off that many times or more in a day?
Yeah.
It's not even that serious to do it that many times in a day. Are you doing it maybe once to twice a day? That's cool. If you wake up first thing in the morning, you do it, and then at night, definitely at night, because the best sleep in the world once you like release that at night.
Yeah.
And you could start your day. So, it all depends, but porn addiction is definitely real for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, that's, I guess, I've seen a lot of ads against porn addiction, against pornography just because of the porn addiction. But it's like, I don't see why. I mean, you don't get rid of alcohol because there's alcoholics. So why be so completely against
Exactly.
pornography if there's
Porn,
porn addicts?
porn is just like alcohol, which is just like cigarettes. It's gonna forever be there. It's just how you choose to cope with it.
Yeah.
Everyone has to know their limit. And if you don't know your limit, then that's when you actually need to get significant help. But, people don't look at porn addiction as something as strenuous as alcohol or, smoking addiction.
Yeah.
And maybe it's not, but at the same time, it kind of is. It does damage to the body, but maybe not as intensely as alcohol and cigarettes
Yeah.
does.
I think it's more of what I've seen anyway is more damage to like social
Yeah,
activity or to your
socially, like
family.
relationship wise,
Mhm.
it's you're basically not going to have a healthy relationship if you have a porn addiction.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you hear of these dudes that would rather watch porn than have sex with their significant others. So it's,
Or they will have sex with their significant other and watch porn during or right after
yeah.
because they basically didn't get what they wanted during the
They still
actual
need their
act. They
fix.
needed
Yeah.
during porn.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So it's very conflicting,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Is there what I mean? Are there ways to like wean off of it, or is it a cold turkey kind of thing? Or
It's better to go cold turkey, but everyone's different. I can't really sit there and say like, you just got to do this.
yeah,
Everyone has to find their method of how, and it all depends on how often are we watching porn.
yeah,
So you kind of have to dial it back. A lot of people that are alcoholics, they can't fully just go cold turkey. They just can't do that. They will just be like, okay, if I had a drink, if I was drunk every single day, maybe I won't drink tomorrow, but I'll drink Friday.
yeah,
And
and
I,
kind
I
of
won't
slowly
drink on
start
Saturdays. Like
weaning off like
it's
that.
like
Yeah,
slowly but surely they'll dial it back. But everyone has to find their own method to not gonna be addicted.
yeah, yeah. That's gonna be tough though.
Oh, it is.
Now,
It is.
something else I want to touch with you on was what your thoughts on prostitution, on
Mm.
whether how good that is, whether it should be legalized, how would it be regulated, all that kind of stuff.
Um, I'm not sure, honestly. That's a good question. I don't think it should be legal. I don't think. I mean, at the end of the day, like it's not just women. There's some male prostitutes. So let me not make it sound like it's just a women thing. It's more of a woman population. It's a more woman thing. But
Yeah,
I think that the how I think from my knowledge, like it's weird because they're being charged for a crime so excessively. That's what I'm looking for. Like it's so excessive for no apparent reason.
yeah,
They're choosing to do what they need to do to get paid. It's not like they're hurting anyone. They know the consequences of what could happen. When they go out and meet with these different people, they get into their cars or go into their homes and do whatever. They know what can possibly happen. They can't go and cry like, "Oh, this happened to me." Like, what can happen. Like that could happen to anyone, right?
yeah.
But having, you see them on the street. I don't know if that's still a thing nowadays, but and cops are just pulling them over like, yeah, no, you're just going to be thrown in jail for this amount of time. It's like, is it really that serious? Like there's real actual criminals, like
Actually
real
hurting,
criminals out
endangering
here that
population. Yeah,
deserve the jail time. And you're giving people that are trying to feed their kids and pay their bills like years or months in jail for spreading their legs and trying to pay a bill.
yeah,
Really? So I don't really feel like it's something that should be legal, but I don't feel like it should be excessively charged the way that it is.
yeah. See, my thoughts on that is that not only should be legal, but I think if it was legalized and if you could put up certain regulations, it'd be just like starting any other business. And I think that would actually help fight human trafficking. Because then those who weren't doing it by the books, then those might be the ones that are being trafficked.
But I don't think it would really stop human trafficking, though. I really don't think
Well, it
it
won't
would.
stop it, but at least there won't be. At least there will be less human trafficking involved with prostitution, I think, or at least easier to weed out the ones that are trafficking from the ones who are just trying to pay the bills.
Makes sense. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. I mean, that's true. But I mean, it's just like now how they made weed legal.
Yeah, yeah,
It's all a scheme. It's all a money thing. So if they made prostitution legal, it's like now they want to put taxes on it. Whatever you're making, we got to tax it.
yeah.
I need
That's
half
the
of that.
issue. Yeah,
So it's like for all that, I would want to continue doing this shit under the table, so I don't got to go give Uncle Sam my half of my money.
yeah, Yeah, because Uncle Sam's not giving me a blowjob, you know?
Exactly. He's not out here sitting here possibly getting HIV and AIDS. Like he not out here basically helping me do what I need to do. You just trying to take my money and run. He's basically the pimp. Uncle
Yeah.
Sam's the pimp. And some of these girls and guys, like they want to be the hoe and the pimp.
Independent contractors.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They don't discuss nothing with nobody. They make their own rules and they get all the money. They don't have to, they don't answer to nobody.
Yeah. Which is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a lot to think about, I think. But yeah, I mean, I just know that like there was the escort page, what was it called? Backpage.com that was shut down by the Trump administration for that because they said there was so much human trafficking going on when really I don't know. I don't know how true that was, you know what I mean?
I never knew about that, honestly.
Yeah, it was pretty much like Craigslist, but nobody really used it for Craigslist kind of stuff. It was all there was a escort page where you could go on and they'd give you a phone number, you'd call them, they'd tell you how much it was and
That's interesting.
yeah.
That was like how recent was that? Or that was like back in the day?
Yeah, well, yeah, it got shut down by Trump because then I heard about that, so I went to that page, and I think it's still the same thing. You go to backpage.com, and it just says this page has been seized by the FBI, and that was like one of the very first Trump orders. So whenever he came into office, when was that?
They trying to just take over things.
Yeah.
You were trying to take over the prostitution things. Okay,
Yeah.
I can't.
And it's these people that are so anti, and it's like they're out there, they got the best whores. You know?
I'm telling you, like we're living in a world of corruption.
Yeah.
That's how I will say to that. Like it's corrupt. Whatever you do, it's corrupt. It's never just, one way. It's so many different ways of corruption.
Yeah. Now, and so we're talking about a lot of this stuff. Something I just wrote down just because I always hear this term, and some people take it one way, some people take it another. So I'm going to ask you to define the term sex positivity.
Sex positivity. I would define that as sex positivity. I would say it's like being comfortable in your sexual demeanor, being comfortable doing any and everything sexual, not being afraid to step away from the norm.
Yeah.
Since sex is so taboo, embracing being different, embracing your kink, embracing your sexual demons, like just embracing it. And that's really what I do as a therapist. I want my clients to like unleash their sexual demon and just do what they want to do and try it all. So I feel like that's what sex positivity is.
Yeah, for sure. I like that definition. And that's definitely that. And it kind of goes with the prostitution thing where you're not hurting anybody else. You know,
you're not. You're really just taking in what you want. You're doing what you want for you. It's your pleasure. It's your body. And if I want to go sleep with 10 guys at one time, that's my business. That's my pleasure. Let me do what I want to do. I want to get gangbanged by 20 guys. I'm going to do it. If I want 3 dicks in my ass, I'm going to do it. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
I'm cool and comfortable with it, and no one's going to tell me different.
Yeah. You're not sticking 3 dicks in somebody else's ass. You know what I mean?
I mean, if that's what you want to do too, it's cool.
It's not nothing's being done against anybody's will.
A train of dicks.
Yeah.
Literally, just one dick is in you, and another one it just keeps going.
Yeah,
keeps going.
Do you think you could do like a guessing game and see if you could guess which dick belonged to who?
Possibly.
Yeah. make a game out of it. Yeah.
It's like, oh, I know who this is. Just be so. It's like you definitely know you a pro. It's like, yeah, I had this, and this one. Like I know, I could feel the different veins. I know your vein is right here because I felt that when I was in my all that.
Yeah, you got the so and so with the pickle dick, and like so and so with the right curve, and
yes. Oh, you gotta know. You just gotta know your dicks. You just gotta
know. Those are wise words right there. Is know your dicks.
Know your dicks. You gotta know the vagina too. You gotta
Yeah.
know your vagina. Like that vagina has so many, and a lot of men don't know the vagina. They don't know it. They just
Mm.
know like maybe like one or two parts of the vagina when the vagina is so big. It's so like there's so many nerve endings in the vagina.
Well, let's dive right into that then. You know,
Oh, yay.
go ahead. Let's go ahead and
Face
talk about that.
first.
Yeah,
Face
go.
first.
Well, dive face first. Obviously, that's how you should always do. I think that's what a lot of guys are lacking. They want to dive in like crotch first, when really they should be diving in face first.
Face first all the time. Like, don't be afraid. Like, the vagina is a beautiful thing. It's beautiful. It's sexy. It's a beautiful flower. And you just take in the pheromones, you take in the smell of it. And every vagina smells different. Okay. There's supposed to be a natural smell.
Mm-hmm.
Natural. It's not supposed to smell like mangoes and strawberries. Sorry. It's not. Like, ladies, I'm sorry. It's not supposed to do that. Stop it. You throwing off the pH, you throwing off the chemical balance in there. Natural as smell of the vagina.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you gonna know if your vagina is not smelling too right. That's when you go see your doctor.
Yeah, those are two different things. And the
Yeah.
thing is, too, it's sometimes some are less appealing to me, but that doesn't mean it's going to be less appealing to someone else. Because when you talk about chemistry between two people, it's like that's literally a chemistry. Like there's certain people that are gonna that their chemical, their pH balance, their smells are gonna be more appealing to me than others. And so that's
Exactly.
and that doesn't mean they're dirty or they're stinky or anything. It's just, oh, that one wasn't one that was necessarily matching my chemistry.
Exactly. Like maybe you're just not used to that type of smell. And maybe it's not like it's a dirty smell. She could really be a very clean, healthy girl.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it goes back to like some of the things that we eat, right? Like, and the same thing like with men. Like when a woman, like, y'all come in a girl mouth and then we in there tasting y'all come, like, if that's just a little too salty, that means you putting a little too much sodium into your diet.
Yeah.
Cut back
All we're
on
doing
the
is
sodium.
all we're
No
doing
more
is eating
McDonald's, none
pork
of
rinds and
that. Like,
drinking beer
stop
every
smoking
day.
cigarettes, no more alcohol, cut that shit down.
Yeah.
It's salty, and we don't want salty cum in our mouths.
Now,
And you don't want a salty vagina.
you don't want like sweet cum. Isn't sweet cum like a bad sign too, though?
It's not supposed to be overly sweet. It's supposed to be natural, just a
Yeah.
very natural taste. Very natural. Now, if there's like also, like I said, a smell or if it's way too salty, there's something wrong, and go call your doctor. Go straight to urgent care. Don't pass go and go collect $200. Go straight to urgent care and go get that taken care of
Now,
because it's not okay.
yeah, and that is something to talk about, though. Is I think everybody's a little bit embarrassed to take certain things to the doctors, but I think guys even more so. Like women have their gynecologists who they trust usually a little bit more, but I think it's more difficult for a guy to go ask wiener questions to their doctor. I mean, most
I
of us
don't
don't
see
even have
why.
a
Like
wiener
we're
doctor.
grown. You want to go do the do, you need to ask questions. You need to get yourself checked out.
Yeah,
And it's not just men. A lot of women are embarrassed as well. Like if they get one itch and it feels off and it keeps itching, it's like, I don't know if I should go ask my doctor why it's itching because they might be judging me.
yeah.
Like, you never know. Because, what if you had like 3 dicks in like that week? And it's like, you just don't know which dick it came from.
Which one of them? Yeah.
And so it's
Especially
like,
if it was all at a time, like we were talking about. Especially if it was all three at once, like we were saying.
Exactly. You just never know. And then it's like the OBGYN loves to, are you sexually active? And it's just like, yeah. And it's like, oh, how many partners? It's like, I'm embarrassed to sit there and say how many. I'm just going to tell you one. You can't be judging me. I refuse to have you judge me.
I remember the first time I got tested for STDs when I was in my like early 20s, and they gave me a thing where it was like, if you've had sex with 4 people and those 4 people had 4 people, and it's like this big pyramid, it's like you've in essence have had sex with like 400 people, and I'm like, fuck, I wish.
Yeah. Technically, in a sense, yeah, because it's like you slept with this person who slept with this person who slept with, it's like I basically kind of slept with like how many different people because like we're all connected. We're so connected.
Yeah.
It's weird. And it's like that's how, all these STDs and HIV just continuously trickling down because people are not going to go get themselves tested um every like 3 to 6 months.
Yeah. And that was the thing. I'm fairly proud to boast that when I was younger and a lot more sexually active and stuff, I would regularly get myself checked, just for me and for anybody else, you know. So I think that's something I would recommend anybody if they
You
are
should.
sexually active,
Even
you
now,
know.
even if you're just having like one or two partners, you don't know what they're doing. You don't know. You should still go get tested regardless.
Now,
Go and get tested.
and so in the regard of doctors, do you think that would be fair to say, or a fair assumption to make, that most women have? There are a lot more women that have gynecologists than there are men who have the male equivalent of a gynecologist. Which, I mean, I don't even know what that would be.
Yes, I would. I don't know who that doctor would be. I would think it would be like a regular primary care doctor because it's funny. Like I've talked to men and, men that are, in their 40s on or even close to 40. And like you're about to hit 40 or you're in your 40s, it's time to go get your prostate checked. And they're like, oh, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Like, you need to go and get the booty checked out. Stop playing and get that checked. But some women don't even make their OBGYN appointment. And it's something you're supposed to do yearly. And if you want to go get tested, you go get tested. You don't even have to go to the OBGYN. Go to your urgent care. Go to, I don't know if they still have Planned Parenthood around. Like, just
Yeah.
go somewhere and get tested. It's very simple. It's not hard.
Yeah, yeah, that's what you would do. I'd go to the government place. They'd always give me a handful of condoms and test me and send me on my way. It was great. It was fun.
Exactly. Simple shit. It's
Yeah.
it's very simple. Even though they gave out the bullshit condoms. They gave out over here, they gave out like the New York City condoms, the lifestyles. I'm like, where are the Trojans? I need the Trojan condoms.
Really?
I was always a fan of Trojans. I'm like, Trojan needs to sponsor me because yeah, I will stay here and promote Trojan all the time.
Hell yeah! See, my high school mascot was the Trojans, and so we always got a lot of shit like that. It was always like, hell yeah.
You see, Trojans condoms were everything. The hot and cold ones, the ridges, basically the ones that were damn near invisible. Like you don't feel it. Oh,
The
my
ultra
God.
thins, yeah, those ultra thins were the shit. Yeah.
So awesome. Yeah, Trojan, you can still sponsor me. I'm so down. I'll take the sponsorship right now.
Hell yeah, you
I
heard
don't
it.
mind.
You're hearing this, people from Trojan. Go ahead and hit up Tony.
Yes.
But yeah, and so we started talking about men's health again. So I apologize.
Yes.
We were talking about vagina. We were talking about pussy. We were talking about all the other words that rhyme or that mean synonymous with vagina.
Yes. Men's and women's health. Yeah, I forgot where we were. Because we were so
Yeah, we're just talking about diving right in. Now there are many types. What do you think? There's more types. Do you think there's more types of dicks or more types of vaginas?
more types of dicks.
Really?
Yeah. It's more types of dicks. Like vaginas are they look different, right? They obviously feel almost the same, maybe a little different depending on,
Yeah, that's
how
true.
deep it is, how tight it is, things like that. But and obviously just the look of it. Some women's lips are more bigger or smaller and
Some of them,
flabbier
some
than
don't
others.
really have them.
But there are dicks where the curvature, not a lot of men have the hook. That hook dick is one of a kind.
Hook dick is where it's at.
I mean, I've had maybe like one or two, and that hook is, if you know how to work that hook, it's everything.
Nice.
But it's nice. I love a good hook. Ain't nothing wrong with a hook dick. But yeah, I feel like there's more different types of dicks than vaginas.
Yeah. And for those guys who are scared to go down on a woman, I mean, how do they? But they need to take that plunge. What's your big like recommendation, maybe step by step, for them to take that plunge and just go at it?
I will always say, just go at it. Just do it.
And
Just
I think
do it. Don't think about it.
Try
Just
to let your
go
woman know that
in it.
that they have to be vocal too. That way, if you're doing something wrong, you're not doing the same wrong thing for 10 minutes.
But at the same time, that goes for women as well. Like women, both men and women need to communicate in all aspects of sex. It's not even just the foreplay. In every aspect, we need to communicate, and people don't do that. They will sit there and know damn well that they're in pain and have this guy hammering their vagina, knowing they're like, oh my God, I'm dying. And be like, oh yeah, oh my God. ah, no, bitch, it hurts. Stop. Like,
Especially like
what are we
you're gonna
doing?
be raw the next day and shit. Yeah.
The next day, I'm raw after just to go pee. After I'm in physical pain.
Yeah.
Like I'm literally clenching my booty cheeks. Like, oh my God, it's gonna burn like crap because it's like chafing the vagina, and that's not a comfortable feeling. It's not nice. There could be blood, like, 'cause like since you're stretching it and it's dry and it's rubbing together, there's gonna be blood. It's just not a pretty thing. Always lube up if you need lube, and if anything, use natural lube, which is your mouth, your saliva. Just go down there and just go to town. Ladies, suck your man dick and do what he needs to do. So he's lubed up, you're lubed up, and it works.
And everybody's
Slipping and
happy then.
sliding, and it feels so nice and smooth.
Yeah. Now, what if you, for those that don't want to or run out of natural lube, anybody with like cotton mouth or anything, what are the best lubes out there? You said Trojan's your favorite condom. What's your favorite lube?
It's funny because I don't have one. I actually don't have one.
Mm-hmm.
And that's actually, as a professional, I should know more brands when it comes to lube, and I don't. That's actually quite sad.
No, something to
So I can't
work
really
on.
say.
Yeah.
I can't say. I will have to get back to
Uh,
you. I have to do more research on lube. Because a lot of my clients, I know they do like for anal, like they will use lube.
mhm.
Um, but a lot really don't use lube.
Yeah. See, that's
So
what I was gonna ask. What about? Do you know like what types of lube do you use for anal sex? Because that's when you definitely need it. From my
no,
experience, anyway.
you don't definitely need lube. It's not a definite. It's not something you definitely need.
For
Let's
for
get that
for
word out of there. It's not a definite.
for butt sex, though, is what I'm saying.
No, you definitely don't need lube. You
Really?
don't. It's no, it's not a definite. It's something where it could be beneficial in a sense of like helping you not be as the friction,
Hmm.
but at the same time you need to do foreplay and
Either way, yeah. Either way, you have to take your
ass
time.
open.
Yeah. Okay.
So, irregardless of if you use lube or not, there has to be foreplay to get her open or him open
Yeah.
to get
Yeah, because
things.
we all have assholes.
Exactly. So it's like you just gotta you gotta do a lot of foreplay for
You got to
sure.
go slow and you got to go gradual. What I used to do with a previous partner was one finger until that felt good, two fingers, and then the toy, and then finally, you know.
Yeah, like butt plugs, anal beads. There's so many different things that you can do to get it open. And even if you don't do those things, do a lot of foreplay to get them open.
Yeah.
And positions also help for someone that's first trying it. I would say start on being on your side and gradually getting the penis into the booty, slowly but surely, until it feels comfortable. Don't do doggy style for your first time. You will
just,
not be happy.
just pile drive that dick in that ass right
You
off the
will
bat.
not be a happy camper because you're tensing up. You need to be
Yeah.
relaxed.
Okay.
So if you're just laying on your side and you did all these different foreplays, it will be nice and smooth once you slowly insert into the booty.
Okay. Yeah. See, I never even thought of that. We
Yeah.
always did the doggy style for that.
No, 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 no. Side.
We
Do it
did.
on
We
the
would do the doggy
side.
style, but it would be after a long period of foreplay with the butt or fingering the butt. And you know
I
what
mean,
was
yeah, you
cool?
can, but it's like for someone that's for their first time, I do not recommend going straight into doggy style. Just
Okay,
do it on your side.
that makes sense because you're
And
tensing
once
up
it's
your
comfortable,
muscles. You
then
got to be holding yourself
you
up.
go to doggy style, whatever position you want to go. Have
Okay.
at it. Go to town.
Yeah.
Pound town. Pound town.
Yeah. You you know what was cool was when like fingering her butt and her pussy at the same time. I always loved doing that because you could feel both like your fingers. It'd be like I don't know, like this. Like if you put your finger inside of your mouth, you could feel.
Mhm.
That's what it felt like.
Yeah,
It was
see,
cool.
like it's double penetration is definitely a thing for some women. It's like they really don't. understand, like a lot of women don't understand that once you have tried anal and it's really comfortable and you enjoy it, it's like I can see the hype. I can see why, they have, a dick in their ass and probably like another dildo like in their vagina just
Yeah.
going to town because it's like the arousal, like the orgasm that you can have from that is everything. It's everything.
Yeah.
Like you come alive with that. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
recommend.
Yeah. She seemed to enjoy it, and I just like feeling both my fingers with a with a wall in between them. It was just interesting to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice. The
Mm.
tightness, the wetness. It's nice.
Yeah.
Oh, it's nice.
Yeah, and some people don't, or a lot of people I think are afraid of anal sex because they're afraid they're going to pull out like a little doo doo. But it's just
Yeah, it could happen. Let's be honest. It could happen. But you just hopefully, you just shower and cleanse the booty real quick and do
yeah,
what it do. And I mean, listen, if it happens, just wipe it off, water it off,
yeah,
and
it's no
then
big
what
deal.
you do.
Yeah,
Don't go from anal into back into the vagina though.
yeah,
That's a
that's
no-no. That's a no-no.
yeah.
You don't do that.
You would hope it's common knowledge, but I'm glad you're saying that. Yeah,
And it's some people don't think that's common knowledge.
yeah,
Like if you're going to start off in the vagina and end in anal, do that. Or like if you're going to do anal, strictly do anal or and go wash off and then go into the vagina.
yeah.
Oh, cross contamination. That's a no-no.
Yeah, yeah, and the dude is no big deal. I told a story on here before where I was doing a girl doggy style, and then I stuck my thumb in her butt and I pulled it out, and it was dark, and I could kind of see something on my thumbnail, but I wasn't sure, so I just
Oh
kind of took a whiff a little bit, and I was like, oh yeah, that's what I think it is. So I just didn't say anything. I
gosh.
just kind of kept my thumb away from my nose as much as I could. And then first chance I got, first little break I got, I went to the bathroom and washed my hands really well. But I didn't
But
want.
did you have sex with her again?
Oh
Or
yeah,
no?
yeah, yeah. She was my.
Some men would not do that. They were like, oh no, she's
That's what
nasty.
I'm saying. I mean, I wasn't gonna go back. I didn't want to be the asshole and just be like, oh, there's shit on my thumb. That wasn't gonna make her feel good. So
Exactly.
I was just
Like, oh,
discreet about it.
embarrassing.
Went and
Like,
washed
oh,
my
I'm so
thumb.
sorry.
Yeah, which is funny because now I've had multiple chicks do that. Like when they queef, and they're always like, it wasn't a fart. And it's like, first of all,
A lot of women get
yeah,
embarrassed
and they're
because
so
they don't
embarrassed.
know. And it's
And
just
to me,
like,
it's just always
I
really
fart?
cute.
Or was
Yeah.
that?
I'm always like, well, first of all, I know it wasn't. And even if it was, like, I don't care. That's, everybody farts.
I mean, during sex, though, it could be very embarrassing because you just don't know. You just don't know.
Yeah.
So it's
And I
like,
guess it depends on the guy. I think all that shit's funny, Sex and comedy, I think, go hand in hand, you know what I mean?
it really you have to laugh at it. It's
Yeah.
like if you had an embarrassing moment, listen, just laugh it off.
Yeah.
Just laugh it off. Especially if you're with your person. If you're with somebody brand new and it's like you're just figuring things out, obviously it's going to be a little embarrassing and you want things to be perfect, but they're not because there's nothing perfect about sex. Like everything is a trial and error.
Yeah.
And even if it's perfect today, it could be terrible
Yeah,
tomorrow. So you
exactly.
just
Yep.
never know. But once you're with your person, your partner, like shit, if you fart, it's like, oh fuck, my bad.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah, it happens.
I'm still going. I'm still doing what I need to do. I ain't
Yeah.
stopping.
That's not a
And it's like
boner
if people
kill.
like, yo, it stink. I'm like, oh, I had some mac and cheese earlier. Laugh it off. And you keep hitting it from the back.
It's no
Fuck
big
it.
deal, I mean, we're bodies. Everybody's human, I guess.
Exactly. Fuck it.
Yeah.
It's fine. Little, fart won't kill nobody. It'll pass. The smell will pass.
Yeah,
Just
it's
hold your
really no
breath
big deal.
for a couple seconds. It'll pass.
And then just keep
Stop
going.
spreading my booty cheeks and I won't fart no more.
Yeah.
Damn.
I mean, you know what? It's a small price to pay to spread someone's ass cheeks if you're just going to get a little whiff.
Exactly.
Little
And
whiff of the
some men
lunch.
love the smell of a fart. Like
Yeah.
that's like a kink. Like they will literally want you to fart. And they want you to fart in their face and just take it in.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm
See,
like,
I don't mind the
think
farts, but I
could
don't know if
physically
I'd.
do that.
Yeah, I don't mind the farts, but I don't think I'd be like, fart in my face.
Yeah, some men like that.
And just
I'm like,
take,
yeah, no.
just whiff.
I don't think I'm physically capable of actually doing that. Like, no, like I can't. I'm too embarrassed. I
Yeah.
will hold that far until I'm in the presence by myself.
Yeah, I mean that's. I mean, there's people that are like into piss and shit and everything, you know? Shitting on each other.
Yeah, I see. Once I've had a client that was very much into that, and I have no poker face. It's terrible. As a therapist, I literally have to let people know I don't have a poker face. So if I can't say it, like my face will say everything. It's like, come again? Like, what did you say? So when he said that he was into like pissed and shit and I'm like, oh, okay. Um, all right. It's, interesting. Like, what are we doing with these things? Like, you just want it to just be on you? Like, well, where is it going?
Are
She's
you
like, I
are
want it
you
all over my
writing stuff with
body.
it?
Like,
Yeah.
I just want to just feel it all and just feel it all over me.
Wow.
I'm like, oh, all right. It's like a filthy thing. Like, you know how back in the day when we were kids, you would play in mud, and it's just like the nicest feeling to play in mud.
Yeah.
It was like that for him.
The
It's literally
squish,
like
like
it
squishing it
was
between your toes
yeah,
feels pretty
it's
good.
squishy, it's wet, it's dirty. Depending where you stepped in it, it's kind of stinks. So it's just like, oh, I'm just rolling around in it.
Wow.
And he got off on it. I'm like, all right, ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm not judging. Low key, I am, but not really. Because I have a no judgment rule. It's judgment free with me.
Oh, you're like,
There's nothing I haven't heard. So
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That's insane.
It was.
But yeah, I mean, we can't
Interesting.
judge. You know, we all have our weird things. With some people might think stuff we like is gross,
Exactly.
but you know,
Teach his own. Teach his own. Whatever you like, I may not like, but I I I know for a fact I won't have nobody pissed on me.
yeah, I was gonna say as long as you're not like pooping on me, like that's no big deal.
Yeah, no, I could never ever. Like no guy could tell me that to actually do that.
Uh,
Even if you paid me, I couldn't do it. I'm like, nah.
ugh.
I'll feel weird. I'll never be able to look at you the same.
Ugh, man.
Like, how do I look at you again after I shitted on you? Ew.
Is there a bit of a? Do you think is that a bit of a how would you say like a dominant thing like or what's the opposite of being dominated? You're submissive.
Submissive.
Do you think that's
Submissive.
like a submissive thing? Like go ahead and piss on me.
In that sense, it's like having that person will be the submissive,
Yeah.
and the
And so do you
person,
think that
doing
does
it
that
is
come into
the
play?
dominant.
Like I like that you shit on me because that means you're my master and I'm the little slave
Yeah, like
bitch.
it's like shit on me. Like I'm a toilet, and I just want
Yeah.
you to piss and shit and throw up on me.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
that's it. That's my role. That's my role in this for this hour. I'm here to be your toilet, and that's it. And that's what people do. They have these roles and they have no problem being that because when they're not that, they probably are in a stressful environment and they don't want to basically use their brains anymore. They want to shut their brains off and be an inanimate object. I will be your table. I will be your
Okay.
footstool. I will be your toilet.
See,
I
I don't mind because some people seem so stuck on like I'm always dominant, I'm always submissive. I'm like I can go either way depending on the mood and the girl and stuff. But I think toilet is where I draw the line. Like I could be your sink. Like if you wanted to like wipe your hands off on me, I'm okay with that. But I don't know about toilet.
um I mean, everyone has their natural way of being. Like for me, I'm naturally a dominant person. I'm an alpha female on in my everyday life, like heavily dominant. So when I'm with my person, I want to be submissive. I don't want to be I
Oh,
want
okay.
my person to dominate me.
It's like you've already done your dominating out in the real world when you're in the bed.
Exactly. So when I'm
Okay, that
home
makes
or when I'm
sense.
with my person, is that you is in charge of me and you put me in my place.
Right.
I need someone to put me in my place. And yeah, that's what I need.
I can't remember where I saw someone was interviewing like a professional dominatrix, and that's what they said that a lot of their clients are like high powered lawyers and like all these guys that have these jobs where they have to be like the big dick in the room, And so they like to,
Yes.
and then they're on their off time, they like to be a little dumb, the submissive little bitch, you know?
Exactly. Like in their everyday life, they're the big spoon. They want to be the little spoon when they're with their person or their dominatrix. They don't want to think. They just want someone to throw them around and beat them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that makes
they
a lot of
want it.
sense.
Because on the everyday life, they're already doing that. And it's like, I'm tired of that. I want to give it to someone else. And it's really how you say, a stress reliever. It's how you relax and balance out you. Sometimes you just don't want to be in control anymore. And you just
Yeah,
give the reins over to somebody else for a good hour time. And it's like, all right, cool. Now I'm good. I've released my tension. Like, you know how people go to the gym and they work out or they go to the boxing ring to like let off steam? They go to a dominatrix and have somebody beat them. That's
yeah.
how they let off steam.
That kind of makes sense. I'm trying to like make it parallel to like I used to work in jobs that took a lot more of my mind, office jobs and stuff. And then I felt like I couldn't be creative after work. And so now that I do more of a physical labor job, it's like now I might get home kind of body tired, but my mind is free
Mhm.
to do my creative shit. So
Exactly. See, I'm like in my job, obviously, I'm using my brain
yeah,
all the
yeah. See,
time.
I
Like,
couldn't do something like
I'm,
that. I couldn't do any therapy kind of job as a job because it's like, God, that was draining. You know?
you know what? It's For me, it's not, honestly. It's really so natural for me. And I think it's just because of, every therapist is different. But for me, it's just so natural
Yeah,
that I really feel like I'm not intensely thinking. It's really just it's a conversation between me and maybe one other person or two other people or whoever. And it's just a conversation. And the conversation can go wherever it's going to go. And it's just, it's just what it is. I'm not really intensely thinking. I feel like in any other job, I would have to use my brain way too hard. And I'm just like, no, this is not where I'm supposed to be.
yeah,
I don't like that. I like to be very chill and relaxed and, learn from my clients and have them obviously learn from me. And we just take in each other. That's what we're doing. We're taking in each other and, we're blooming.
yeah. That makes
That's
sense.
what we're doing. We're blooming.
And so do you have a lot of clients? Do you do them at couples also at a time, or is it just one at a
I
time?
do singles and I do
And you do
couples.
couples. What and when you do couples, what's the biggest miscommunication between the couples that you see?
It is miscommunication. The communication is off, like terrible.
Is there a certain type, whether it's physical, whether it's you're talking about what you shouldn't be talking about, or
It's more like, because obviously as women, we're very emotional people, and obviously men are logical. So a lot of people are not using the right proper mindset to handle certain situations. So that's where communication goes all the way off, and we're taking things one person's taking things more serious than the other or not taking it as serious. So it's just like, do you know how this situation is so small? And if you was to really sit down and evaluate and open your mindset and think how this other person's thinking or feeling, sorry, you would really see like this is not this drastic. It's really not that simple. I mean, not that serious.
yeah, you can get
So
over it
it's
real
really like a
easy
mental
if you just do it.
emotional thing.
Like you just kind of face
Physically,
it.
go ahead, sorry.
I say you just gotta face it and get it over with, kind of situation.
That's really what it is. And people just make it difficult. People make things difficult for no apparent reason. But at the same time, if they didn't, I would not have a job. So continue to make things difficult so I can have my job. Like,
You're not here to
continue to
fix
do
the
it.
world. Yeah, you can't fix the world because you'll be out of a job.
I
Uh,
would. I definitely would. But you know what? I feel like I teach my clients how to communicate and how to think differently and think more broadly. We live in a world where people think one-sided, like I said, and there's so many different ways of thinking. Like there's so many ways of getting to one destination. There's not just one way.
Yeah.
There's like two, three, four, five ways to get to one destination. So why should I think only one-sided? There's so many ways to look at things. So I want people to think broad, think open, and be open to new ways of information, new ways of thinking.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's really good. Now, kind of the last thing I have written down here is a question that a person who I know wanted me to ask you. And whether this person is actually affected by this or not, we cannot confirm or deny. But the question this person asks, how do you know that if your man is into men instead of women, other than obviously communication? Now, this person is in a situation where she doesn't feel like her boyfriend wants to have a lot of sex with her. She thinks he might be gay.
Huh. I would need a whole lot of back more. I would definitely need more information, honestly. I can't just say like, oh yeah, he's gay. Um,
Well,
but
that's all I said when she asked me. I was like, yeah, he's gay.
yeah, it's
Happy Pride.
there's so I mean, there's so many layers. There could be so many different layers. There are men that, are not, they don't feel like they're adequate sexually. And they maybe think that their partner, and this goes for men and women, they may feel like their partner is so advanced that they're intimidated to have any type of sexual experience with them. So, and they don't feel like they're doing, um, like they don't feel like they're doing what they need to do in the bedroom. So
Yeah.
it's just like, I'm just gonna avoid having sex with you altogether. And that doesn't necessarily mean they're gay. They're just probably very much intimidated and scared to do anything, which goes back into communicating like what exactly is the issue on why are you not trying to have sex with
Yeah.
me? Are you
And
not attracted to me? Are you intimidated? Are you scared to try new things? Don't just automatically just throw in like you have to be gay. That may be it, or maybe he's bi. We don't know. Like, maybe you need to incorporate a man into the bedroom, another man for your pleasure as well, and his. Um, there's so many layers.
or
There's
maybe
so
like
many different
asexual.
layers.
You think you can be like asexual?
Possibly, that could definitely be another one. Maybe like if they're not intensely in a relationship, a lot of people they don't want to have sex with someone until they really feel that emotional bond. And if they don't feel that emotional bond, they won't have sex. They don't want to have soul ties, which a lot of us choose to do is have a whole bunch of soul ties.
Yeah.
So they're just like, I'm going to avoid that and try to build on an emotional connection with you and see if that happens.
Now this dude is like this very manly dude. Like he watches sports 24/7. He's always doing like the most manly things. And
Mm-hmm.
then I know they've had issues before where he starts, following a bunch of hot chicks on like Instagram and stuff, or even messaging them, and never actually cheated physically, but a lot of that. And so I don't know if my theory a lot of time with that would be that maybe he's trying to put up a front and be like, look how manly I am. Look at all these fine bitches.
That could be it.
When really it's like, man, I wish I had a dick in my ass.
That could be it. A lot of people that are on the down low, like they come off very manly. They do manly things.
Yeah.
They hang out with the toughest guys. But little do you know, these drug dealers, these rappers, these heavy thugs that's on the corner, they suck dick. They take dick in the mouth and in the ass heavily. They take it. Their arch is deep, is way more deeper than mine. Okay, they arch in heavy. So don't ever let that shit fool you. That doesn't mean a damn thing to me. Don't think just only the flamboyant ones is out here bending over. Okay, sometimes the flamboyant ones, they the one giving the pipe to these to
Yeah.
these heavy thugs. Okay, but at the same, like I said, like that could be a reason, he could be putting on a front, or it's like maybe he's also trying to find another emotional connection. There's layers. I can't really, there's so many layers. I would need so much more backstory
Yeah.
on it before I can really And I can't even call it, even if I was to get the layers, I
You're
can't
not going
say
to
that
say
you're
for
gay.
certain. Yeah, you can't say. You can't say
I
for certain.
can't
You
say.
can give
It's
a
that just,
maybe a better opinion, but it's still not going to be. Well, yeah, he's gay,
yeah, exactly.
or he's
It's
not. You know, whatever.
at the end of the day, if you really want to know, you sit there and have a conversation.
Yeah.
And even if you was to sit there and come out straight, like, oh, are you gay? Obviously he's gonna get on defense.
Yeah,
So
obviously he's
don't
going to
come
say
at
no.
it like in that manner. You would really have to have a deep conversation and explain, like, listen, I want to understand why we're not as sexually, why our sexual connection is not there.
Hmm.
Because even for couples that you know for a fact their partner's not gay, like sexually they're off. Their sexual chemistry is off. And there could be so many different reasons on why that is.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just stress. Sometimes it could be somebody else. Sometimes they're just not in the mood. It could, once again, it's layers. So you need to have a communication to figure out what's going on. And that's where a lot of people, you don't want to have off sexual, you don't have anything off in your relationship, but you definitely don't want to have a
Especially
sexual
the sex
connection
stuff.
that's
Yeah.
off. That should always be on point and continuously growing. Don't ever stay stagnant in like sexually or even in your relationship. I always tell my clients that, I even tell everybody that never stay stagnant, never remain comfortable, be
Yeah.
uncomfortable.
That's where there's
Definitely have
growth,
to
is
be.
what they say. Yeah.
Hmm?
That's where there is growth, is what they say.
Exactly. There's always room for growth. There's always things to try. There's always things to do. So many memories to make. And if you think that just doing regular missionary and doggy style is all, yeah, you deserve a painful death.
Oh,
I'm
Jesus.
sorry.
Yeah.
You are just an evil person.
That's wild. I don't know if I
I
endorse that,
can't
but you know.
function.
But yeah, I'll go ahead and I'm going to refer her to you, and then you can bill her and she can
Yes.
pay you.
Yes.
This is your job.
Send her to me. I will definitely give the insights.
So thank you so much for coming on. We're going to go ahead and end this show. The first time appearance of any of our guests on Roddy Radio, we go ahead and ask them this last questions. It's completely changing what we've been talking to, you know, the complete different vibe. But so you're not married. You've never been married.
Nope, I'm a single lady.
Oh, okay, that's good. That's good. And I hope that remains that way forever. But if it doesn't,
No, I'm not trying to stay single forever. I'm old. I need to find my person
oh, okay.
and lock it. Someone needs to lock me down already. Okay.
Now, if you do get married, are you planning on having like a big wedding? Or are you gonna have your bridesmaids and the groomsmen and
I
all that
have to
shit?
have big wedding.
Yeah.
I'm extra.
Okay.
Like, gotta have the big ass wedding.
Yeah.
It's just like my personality. It's huge. So gotta go big or go home.
Okay. Do you think choosing bridesmaids would be easy for you?
Oh yes.
Kind of have
Yes.
them in mind.
I have a very small circle,
Okay.
like very small. I'm not for the weak, so only a small few can deal with me. So I have my peoples ready to go.
Now, that's an easy decision, but possibly something maybe even more important, maybe less, depends on your outlook, I guess. But if you were to die tonight, who would your pallbearers be tomorrow?
I have them ready. I definitely have them ready. They know who they are.
That's 6 of them.
Yep.
Are they the same? Are they the bridesmaids?
They sure are. They sure are. Those are my bitches. I love my bitches. I brand all my bitches. If I don't brand them with my tattoos, like we find ways for me to brand them. Like they know that they belong to me and I belong to them.
Oh, that's really sweet.
Well, I love my hoes.
This was an awesome conversation. I hope you come back again. I hope I run into you on the Gritty Knows Best side of things also. You know, that's always fun.
Of course. I loved it. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Anytime you want me, the queen of the filthiness is always here to deliver.
I'll keep hitting you up, and maybe we'll get more people involved next time, get more questions going and stuff. So
yes, I would love a good Q&A. I love it. A good panel of
yeah,
people.
there we go. We'll set that up. I'll get that going for sure.
Definitely, I'll be down.
And of course, you got your appearances on Gritty Knows Best. You have a video frequently asked sex questions on that same channel. Is there anything else you want to promote besides that?
I have an episode coming out tomorrow. I don't remember which one it is, so don't quote me. But one's coming out tomorrow, so look, stay tuned for that. And I will keep surprises. I'm all about surprises. So
Awesome.
things are going to be in place. And if you need the Queen of the Filthiness, never ever shy away from finding me and booking me for some therapy.
Hell yeah. Hit her up. I'm going to go ahead and link those videos that are already out, and then you can kind of research her from there. Again, thank you so much for doing this, Toni. It was really fun, and I think we'll get out of here and get you out of here. And honestly, after that conversation, I might do a little rubbing of my own,
You
Might
definitely should. Just bust one out and go to bed.
Yeah, just pass the fuck out, because that
you will sleep peacefully.
You said you were going to make me sweat, and I did a couple times, so thank you for that.
I told you. I always do. I just have that way.
All right, so thank you everybody for listening, and we'll see y'all next time.
Later.